I threatened to do it in the last episode, and yet here we are. Swooning, some of you said, you guys, honestly. But on a serious note, the reason why I am is because I am seriously hot. Everything here is just absolutely roasting. But that's not the only thing that's hot. Check out our form. That's right, viewers. Apart from the defeat to Liverpool, it's a sea of green. I hope you like 2-0, because we've got 5 of them in a row. Apart from the 1-0 win against Lokomotiv Moscow. But we haven't conceded a goal in 6 games, including Southampton, Lokomotiv Moscow, Watford, West Ham, Lokomotiv Moscow again, and Fulham. And today we take on Aston Villa, who are currently sat in 8th. They're playing quite well in this save. They're doing very well. They're usually in the top 10. And depending on how the Aston Villa game goes, we may well have the game at home to Trabzonspor after that. Or we might just keep it to a 1-game episode today because I'm a little bit up against time. And more importantly, I want to focus on this. And more importantly, this. The fact that we are second. We're second. I don't know why I'm waving my finger at you. You can't tell what it is I'm waving at. Look, I'll just use the mouse there. I'm pointing at the table. Excellent. What I'm trying to get at is that we're second. But everything is very, very tight at the top. You can tell in the Champions League places, City and Spurs and Arsenal, who are 5th and 6th respectively. City are only 2 points behind us. Arsenal are only 4 points behind us. So the form that we have really has to continue. And our sudden upturn in form is in no small way down to the fact that A, we've become incredibly defensively solid with this as a lineup. And 2, Corneo, who I spent £65 million on, is now beginning to show why he's worth £65 million. 5 goals in his last 5 games, and he's just playing out of his skin at the moment. He's nearly our top scorer, but Leonardo Kuchrin still holds that at the moment. And he's actually had his first game for Argentina as well, which is very good for him. I'm very delighted for him. Deserves to be there. He's a very good player, as we all know. And Kuchrin update is that he's got 7 goals in 13 appearances this season, so he's doing well. I think what I'm going to do is, because even though they're tired, we've in such good form, I don't really want to mess around too much with the lineup. So this is the lineup that's got us to where we are, but there will be changes quite early doors in the team as we go through. And obviously if we do get into the game against Trabzonspor, then they'll be rested. But for the time being, we're going to go with this. Swinst is in goal, but he's carrying a slight knock. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Deiters, Popov, Pavlovic and Gilberto Antonio make up the back four. Pavlovic is knackered at 83%, but I'm hoping he can make it through. Rice is in there along with Adelio and Phillips. Adelio is the most tired of all our players. So he's playing at 81% of fitness at the moment, but playing at 7.52. Can't really afford to take him off. He shouldn't be that tired. He is. Duramo is on the left, as always. Corneo is on the right. And Kuchrin is leading the line up front. I just need to... Oh, well, we've got one more day. We've got one more day. Excellent. That's preparation, that is. I got you all panicking for nothing. There you go. They look a little bit better now. They're up to mid to high 80s, so that's fine. The team that is quite tired. But it's the same team I went through a minute ago, but they're slightly fitter. So my planning is incredible. It's hard for me to tell now, really, what the ambition for the season is. Are we now really a Champions League club? Are we a Europa League team? Are we just excelling a little bit more than we should do? Or is what I've been building for so long finally coming together with players coming of age and just being slightly more consistent? I think it may well be the latter, but it's games like this where we're really going to find out. As well, they're a very good team. They've got Dewhurst in goals, obviously a player we all know very well. They've got Panzo, they've got Konsu, who's a very good player. They've got a lad at the back here called Hoy, who looks pretty decent, to be fair. Daniel Hoy looks pretty good. We've got Evander. Jack Grealish is still there. Has he ever moved? He hasn't. He's got 32 goals and 310 appearances for Villa. That's not really enough for a player of his ability. Nasi Univar's there, though. Macias on the left. Correa, who we had briefly, is on the right. And then they've got a good player here in Bodu, who they got for free, and he's got 6 in 12. So he's played very, very well so far. Could be interesting to see how him and Kuchrin line up against each other. I guess so keep up what you've been doing, basically. Like I said, we've had loads and loads of back-to-back 2-0 wins. All of them have been relatively comfortable. We've not really been under pressure as such. We've just played a really, really clever, smart game. We keep the ball a lot. We defend quite solidly. And we counter a lot. Like, we break on people a lot. There's so much pace now in this team. It's ridiculous. And Duramo looks like he's already picked up a knock because he's down at 72%. Which is not ideal. Fortunately, I've got Ryan Cherky on the bench, but I'd rather not take Duramo off, even though actually at the front three, he's probably the player that's been in the least form, which is always hard for me to say. Rice into Adilio out to Corneo. That's not his best bit of work though, as he's going straight to Nasty Undavar. Declan Rice is pressing very high here, and he's a little bit out of position. That's a good ball through to Boadu, and he's so quick. Boadu, great save there by Wince, and Gilberto Antonio manages to slap it away. A good example there, though, of Villa being very dangerous on the counter, and we've not made a brilliant start. They're really dictating the tempo at the moment of the game, and we're not really getting involved as much. We've had a lot of the ball, but not really done anything with it, and Villa just seem to continuously keep hitting us on the break. And we're not really making a lot through the midfield. We've had a lot of the ball, not done anything with it. Adilio, good run there, past his man. Don't shoot. Adilio, he's not going to shoot. He plays into Corneo. Corneo, he's never shy of having a crack. Gilberto Antonio scores his first goal of the season. An absolute rocket into the top corner from the Corneo assist. Honestly, guys, I'm getting a little bit excited about this Leeds team. I'm getting a little bit excited about how good we could potentially be here. That's great there from Adilio into Corneo. It's a lovely little flick, and Gilberto Antonio literally just rifles it. He's keeping Tyler Collins out of the team at the moment. Tyler Collins was, for a while, my kind of like number one right back, but Gilberto Antonio has come right back into the fold. See what I did? That right back into the fold? Oh my god! Oh, I am actually laughing. That's quite funny. Durame is injured, so we're going to take him off because he wants to come off. So let's take Durame off. We're going to bring on Cherky a little bit earlier than anticipated, but hopefully that won't be too bad for Durame. He could probably do a little bit of a rest. He's played a lot. He's probably played himself a little bit out of form. So I'm all good with giving Durame a rest. Anything to help the big man get back to the European Golden Boy-esque play that he was doing beforehand. As Villa goes searching here, there's a lovely ball out to Panzo. Panzo into Jack Grealish. Don't let him dictate too much, please. Evander. Panzo back on the left-hand side to Grealish. Grealish hits it. Decent save again by Wince. I've got to say, having a goalkeeper that can save the ball does make your life a lot easier. Grealish puts the ball in. They've teed it. Undavar hits it. Boadu hits it, and we're blocking brilliantly here. It's great play from the guys at the back, and they've run it out for a goal kick. We've kind of just had one real attack of quality, and we've scored. Villa have been the better team by a long way. By a long way. They're clearly just playing for the counter, but we've been the more clinical team at the moment, which is something I never thought I'd say about a team of mine on FM. I mean, can we get a second hit just before half-time? Not if we're going to do that, as Nasty Undavar now gets a run out of players. Don't let him play it into Boadu. Undavar probably hit it a little bit too early. He could have gone a little bit further, and he smashed that over the bar. Unfortunately, Wince not needing to make a save. Not brilliant from us, though. Corneo, over a free kick, whips it in. O'Connor gets it. I thought for a second we were going to get a penalty there. Boadu, great play by Popov to get there ahead of him. Now Declan Rice back to Dieter's. We need a second definitely in this game. Kuchen's fouled there, of that I'm sure. That looked like he got fouled. Rice back to Popov. We're playing some nice football here. Controlling the possession, controlling the game. Dieter's to Popov. All the way back to Wince. And we're sucking Villa in here. Now it's time for a break. Gilberto Antonio into Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips holding the midfield together. He manages to get around Jack Grealish. Tees it in. Kuchen at the back post. What a goal by Leonardo Kuchen. Oh, James Reed, are you watching? I mean, it's brilliant here from Calvin Phillips. I can't tell if he actually knocks it past his man. I think he loses it, but then beats Jack Grealish off it again. Kuchen's in. Just flicks it. It's not great from Duas. He does get his hands to it. He should probably save it, but they all count. Leonardo Kuchen gets his 8th goal of the season. Magic. The big man is doing the business. I love it. And even though Villa have dominated the highlights really and also have more shots, we've been the more clinical, and it's 2-0 at the break. And if it finishes like this, it'll be our 6th 2-0 win in a row, or our 5th 2-0 win in a row in the league, I think. Dieters, who has been a brilliant signing on that left-hand side. Glad we got to get. He's on loan. We need to buy him for next year because at the moment he's the left back that I've been searching for. He's just so damn good. Wins into Pavlovic. It's the way we play out from the back now that I love. There's so much composure, so much confidence flowing through this Leeds team. As Declan Rice hits one over the top. Kuchen is in, and he's slapped it straight at Dewhurst. Do I include that in the edit? Considering it's going to be one game, yes, I will. It also gets to show I'm not just showing you all of Kuchen's best moments. To be fair, that video would be so long anyway, because he's just that good. I'm a little worried here, because we're playing some good stuff, and this could well result in a chance their way. I can tell Dieters has gone a little bit too early there. Andrade up against our defence, whips it in. Evander, they're still taking too long maybe to whip the ball in, and Boadu got clear of his man, should probably do better. They worked the chance well there, Villa. I'm a little disappointed with just how easy they got through there. So I've taken off Namoko for Corneo because he's tired. I also took Adelia off, and Gilbert has come on. Who's fresh off actually having his first performances for Belgium. So he's obviously a player that's very much on the rise. He also got a brace in his last game. Hopefully he can do a little bit of damage here today as well, just to put a little bit more gloss on this win. I'll be very happy obviously if we win 2-0. We played very well. We've not really been the better team. It's been a very even game. We've just, for the first time ever, I can hand on heart say, we've just been a bit more clinical. We're kind of turning into a bit of a machine at the moment. We just kind of turn up, we get a goal, go ahead, keep a clean sheet, get a second, kill the game off. That just seems to be the way that we're operating at the moment. Kuchin's making me too hot here. His form is too hot. He's too hot. This is immense. 2-0. This team, I'm excited. I mean, if you enjoy what you're seeing at the moment, drop a like on the video. You know that you want to. You know that you need to. I think it's still going for another game. I have a little bit of an evaluation moment because we've just won 5 straight for what feels like the first time ever, and that is literally 5 2-0 wins back to back to back. And these are the games last year that we dropped points in. These games, kind of at home occasionally, but more so away against your kind of mid-table to like sort of semi-top half Premier League teams. They were the games last year that we were losing. This year, we are so clinical. We're just putting teams away. We're getting the job done. And we get it done very quickly and very early on. And we just seem ruthless. And I love that. I love that about this team right now. The kind of ruthless efficiency we're going through is something to behold. I'm very, very pleased with what I'm seeing so far. And the thing is now is that I look at this team and I think, well, where do you really improve? Everyone is kind of growing and improving in their own area. Tyler Collins and Gilberto Antonio are both still young and can get better. Pavlovic and Popov have formed such a great partnership in the middle of defence, and behind them you've got Pettersson, Thiago ready to come in, as well as Alex Antonio. Tyler Collins can play there. Defensive midfielder, maybe someone else to go onside Declan Rice, but then Masengo is very good when he comes in, even though he's rated at 2.5 stars. He plays exceedingly well. Central midfield was stacked. Adelio, Declan Rice, Corneo, Phillips, Mendoza, all young, all ready to go. Maybe with the exception, obviously, of Phillips, who's not that young anymore, because obviously we're that far into the save, but still only like mid-20s or so. Then you've got Cherky on the left, who's great with Durame, both still young. Corneo's amazing. He's the one player I think that if I was missing him for a prolonged period of time, I'd be in a bit of trouble. I feel that that right wing position, if Corneo is not playing, we are in a wee bit of trouble. And maybe the same up front. If Kuchin isn't playing, I do feel that we do lack a little bit maybe up front. But then Marcus Vinicius tends to turn up and score lots of goals. He's a very decent backup. And he probably deserves to be more than a backup. He'd probably be a first team player for a lot of other Premier League teams. We're just stacked in terms of depth, in terms of talent, in terms of mental capacity. Everything at the moment is going so rosy. There are only 3 people in the team that don't support me right now. And that's Adelio, Masengo and Harwood. And that's because these 3 have basically just come in. Adelio will eventually come round to me. Of that I'm 1% sure, because I'm giving him a lot of first team football at the moment. Masengo wants to go out on loan to get some more first team football, which I am debating maybe for January. And Harwood's just joined the team. So I've got so much going for me right now. Also, the social groups are pretty decent. Everything at the moment is coming up Millhouse. The finances are not so good. That's the one downside, is the finances. We're at £2.1 million in terms of an overall balance. But maybe there's things we can do to trim the squad. There's still probably more players here than I need, but I feel so happy with where we're at right now, and let me know if you guys feel the same. But I think maybe we can achieve something quite great this season, potentially, especially if this form carries up, and hopefully it will carry on until the next time we meet, which I'm thinking we'll do against Arsenal and Sheffield United. 2 derbies, but for very different reasons. Sheffield United is obviously kind of a local derby. Arsenal is a historic derby, but that seems to be the right place to come back. Also, it's on my birthday, which is the 14th of December, so it'd be quite nice for me to be the birthday boy, and it gives me the opportunity to do quite a nice sketch to start the video, so that's really why we're doing it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then drop a like on the video, share, subscribe, do all those lovely great things that you keep doing in all my videos. It really means a lot. I'm having so much fun. I'm glad that you guys are too. What do you think we can achieve this year with Leeds? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and while you're there, go and follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/MikeRo14, or on Patreon if you fancy obviously donating to me. That'd be amazing, but you don't have to, clearly. And then follow me on Twitter, which is literally just at @MikeRo. I'm trying to plug this whole social media thing, because apparently I need to do it to become bigger, even though I don't really do social media. But for you guys, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Until I see you for the next episode, take care of yourselves and stay cool, like I'm going to do now. Oh, freedom. #trousers optional.